The lights hit me first, bright, blinking, almost dizzying. I squint against the reflection on the slot machine, the way it turns the row into a trembling wall of gold and red. And then I see it. Numbers so large I can't believe my own eyes. I clutch Harold's hand. "Harold, are we seeing this right?" I whisper, my voice shaking though I try to steady it. For a heartbeat, it feels like something good has finally found us after all these months of quiet, grey morning songs. We had turned $50 into a fortune, and I can hardly breathe from the thrill of it. Then it all changes. The lights snap off, a hand reaches over, a voice says "malfunction." The ticket, the one that printed hot and heavy in my palm, is taken from me. People stare, and I feel their eyes measuring us. Old, fragile, likely mistaken. But I know what I saw. I know the truth. Behind us, Mila stands calm, her eyes steady, her presence quiet but unshakable. I don't know yet how she'll guide us through this, but I sense that something is shifting. Have you ever been told your truth didn't matter? That what you lived wasn't real? How did you respond? Stay with me. Because what comes next doesn't just challenge a casino, it rebuilds a family. I woke to silence. No birdsong. The sparrows were long gone. Not Harold's cough, just thick quiet settling like dust over the duplex. 6 months since Leah's funeral. People stopped asking around month 4. Harold's side was already empty, sheets military tight as always. 43 years of that corner tuck. Some routines survived everything. My body moved without thought. Feet on carpet, robe, bathroom counter cluttered with pills. I didn't read labels anymore, just swallowed what the pharmacy sent. In the kitchen, Harold watched the microwave timer. His back seemed more stooped lately, or maybe I just noticed now. "Morning," I said. He nodded without turning. 2 bowls of instant oatmeal emerged, maple brown sugar packets. We used to make it from scratch with cinnamon and fresh berries. Leah would steal brown sugar with her fingers when she thought we weren't looking. I sat. Harold set my bowl down, took his usual spot. Morning light slanted across unopened mail by the toaster. Credit cards. Power company. Gutter cleaning flyer. My gaze found the mug tree. 4 hooks, 3 mugs. Leah's white ceramic one, espresso yourself, hung untouched since the funeral, gathering kitchen grease. Grief doesn't announce itself. It just sits down and waits. Harold ate mechanically. I pushed oatmeal around, making beige canals. Electricity bill came, he muttered. Up $12. I nodded. Should get those LED bulbs. Another nod. 3rd time this month. We never bought them. Dr. Patel's envelope sat on the counter, the appointment I'd missed. Last Thursday, the week before, days blurred. Calling to reschedule felt like lifting boulders. "Your niece called yesterday," Harold said. "Left a message." "Angela? Says we should get help. With the house, errands." My jaw tightened. I set down my spoon. "We don't need strangers poking around." Harold finally looked at me. Soul tired. The kind rest doesn't fix. "Didn't say we did. Just telling you she called." Cold oatmeal. I stood, joints creaking. The kitchen felt suffocating. I thought about expired coupons, unfinished grocery lists, the overflowing hamper upstairs. Everything required decisions. Decisions required energy. Energy required something gone. "I'll call her back," I lied. Harold returned to his breakfast, Across town, though I wouldn't know until later, Mila Santos scrolled caregiver listings in her mostly unpacked studio, nursing her second coffee. She'd left clinic work 2 months ago after a supply closet panic attack. Too many patients, too few resources, bureaucracy crushing the caring out of caregiving. Her therapist said burnout. Mila called it paying attention. Part-time felt manageable. Smaller, something she wouldn't dissolve into. She paused. Elderly couple seeking light household assistance. Gentle presence preferred. Flexible hours, not home health aid, not dementia experience required. Just gentle presence. She read it twice, then typed, "Hi, I'm Mila Santos. I saw your listing and would love to visit tomorrow. Former clinic worker seeking part-time care work, but mostly I'm good at being present. Let me know when works." She sent it before second-guessing. The doorbell rang at 9 sharp. I froze halfway through wiping the counter. Same circular motion I'd been making for 5 minutes without actually cleaning anything. Harold looked up from his crossword puzzle, pencil hovering. "That's her," he said. "I can hear." We both stayed put. The doorbell rang again. Harold finally stood, smoothing his shirt like company mattered. I followed 2 steps behind, arms crossed. The woman on our porch looked younger than I'd expected. Early 30s, maybe. Dark hair pulled back, simple clothes, jeans and a soft blue cardigan. No clipboard, no medical bag, just a canvas tote and an easy smile. "Mr. and Mrs. Reyes, I'm Mila Santos." Harold shook her hand. "Harold, this is Edna." I nodded, didn't offer my hand. Mila didn't seem bothered. "Thanks for letting me visit. Mind if I come in?" We stepped aside. She entered without the exaggerated carefulness people used around us now. No slow movements, no loud voice like we'd gone deaf along with broken. Our living room suddenly felt smaller. Magazines stacked crooked, remote controls scattered. The Afghan Leah crocheted bunched on the couch. Mila glanced around, not inspecting, just noticing. "Cozy space. How long have you been here?" 18 years, Harold said. "Good bones in these old duplexes." She set her tote down. "So Angela mentioned you might want some help with errands, light tasks. But honestly, I'm just here to see what would actually be useful, not what people think you need." I blinked. Most helpers arrived with plans already written. "We're managing fine," I said. "I'm sure you are." Mila's tone stayed neutral. "But managing and having space to breathe aren't always the same thing." Harold shifted weight. I felt him wanting to agree, but waiting for my lead. Mila pulled a water bottle from her tote, took a sip. Casual, not performing patience. "Here's what I do," she said. "I call it the 5-minute try. We pick one small thing, mail, laundry, a drawer, and work on it for 5 minutes. If it feels wrong, we stop. No commitment, no guilt, just trying." 5 minutes. Harold repeated. "That's it. Then we see." I glanced at the mail pile by the toaster. Envelopes breeding envelopes. "Mail's been piling up," I admitted quietly. "Perfect. Let's start there." Mila didn't take over. She sat beside me at the kitchen table, handed me each piece, let me decide. Keep, trash, action needed. Harold watched from the doorway, arms folded but posture loosening. "This one's junk," I said, holding a credit card offer. "Bin pile." Mila slid a paper bag closer. We worked in silence, comfortable silence somehow. Her presence didn't press. When I hesitated over Dr. Patel's appointment reminder, she noticed. Want to call and reschedule now or add it to a list for later? Later. Done. She jotted it in a small notebook. Next? 15 minutes passed. I realized we'd blown past 5. Harold drifted closer, pointing at a utility bill. That one needs paying. Mila wrote it down. You handle bills online or by check? Check, he said. Used to do online, but the password reset thing. Say no more. We can tackle that another time if you want. Simple. No judgment. I found myself almost smiling. Then I pulled out a recipe card. Leah's looping handwriting. Ube halaya, Mama's way. My throat tightened. Mila leaned slightly. What's that? Dessert, I managed. Filipino. Our daughter loved it. Ube, Mila tried. Ube, I corrected automatically. Purple yam. Ube, she repeated carefully. Did you make it together? Every birthday, my voice cracked. I set the card aside, blinking hard. Mila didn't rush to comfort. She just waited, present without pushing. Harold's hand found my shoulder, brief, steady. After a breath, I sorted the next envelope. 2 hours evaporated, mail organized, medication lined up in a daily container Mila happened to have. 1 load of laundry started. The dead succulent Leah had given us last Christmas, brown and brittle on the windowsill, gently removed. Sometimes plants finish their season, Mila said softly as she wrapped it in newspaper. Doesn't mean they weren't loved. I nodded, unable to speak. At the door, Mila shouldered her tote. So, twice a week work for you? Tuesdays and Fridays, maybe? Harold looked at me. I looked at the newly clear counter. Fridays were Leah's night, I said. Mila's expression shifted, understanding without pity. We can pick different days. No. I surprised myself. Fridays, that's good. Harold squeezed my hand. Tuesdays and Fridays it is, Mila said. I'll see you in a couple days. She left quietly. The house felt different, not fixed, just less heavy. Harold met my eyes. She's okay. Yeah, I whispered. She is. 2 days later, Mila knocked at 9, right on time. I'd been awake since 5, watching dawn crack through the blinds. Harold shuffled around the kitchen, rattling cereal boxes he wouldn't eat. The clock crawled. When her knock finally came, something in my chest loosened. Morning, she said, stepping inside with that same easy calm. No fuss, no performance. How'd the rest of the week go? Quiet, Harold said. Quiet's honest. Mila set her tote down, glanced around. Today I thought we'd try something different. Nothing big. Just shifting the air a little. I waited. She walked to the front door, opened it. Come stand here with me. Harold and I exchanged looks. Slowly I crossed the room. Right here's good, Mila said, positioning herself in the doorway. Just breathe. Feel that? A breeze slipped in, cool, carrying the smell of cut grass from next door. I hadn't stood in the doorway in weeks, maybe months. Leah used to stand here every time she visited, I heard myself say. She'd close her eyes and take this big dramatic breath. Said it cleared her head after the drive. Mila smiled. Smart woman. We stood there maybe 30 seconds, long enough for the breeze to feel real. Okay, Mila said gently. That's step 1. She guided us back inside, moved to the radio on the counter. ancient thing with actual dials. What station did Leah like? 94.3, Harold said without hesitation. Oldies. Mila turned it on. Static. Then Sam Cooke's voice filled the kitchen. I froze. Harold's jaw tightened. Too much? Mila asked, hand hovering near the dial. No, I whispered. Leave it. We stood there, three of us in a small kitchen, music weaving between us. My throat ached, but I didn't move. After the song ended, Mila turned the volume lower. We don't have to keep it on, but sometimes sound helps. It does, Harold said quietly. At lunch, I heated canned soup while Mila wiped down counters. Harold had the TV on low, some midday talk show breaking for commercials. Bright jingles erupted, slot machines, flashing lights, a woman's delighted scream. Win big at Golden Lotus Casino! I paused, ladle mid-air. The sound pulled at something I couldn't name. Not excitement exactly, just aliveness. Colours sharper than our beige walls. Mila glanced over but didn't comment. She just kept wiping. The commercial ended. I served soup. After lunch, Mila asked if she could tackle the pantry. Just to see what's expired, make a shopping list. I nodded, grateful for direction. She worked methodically, pulling cans forward, checking dates. Harold sat at the table, half watching. Leah ever help with pantry stuff? Mila asked casually, not looking up. She tried, I said. Always wanted to organize by color. Said it looked prettier. Did it work? For about a week. I almost smiled. Then I'd forget the system and she'd come back to chaos. Harold chuckled. Short, rusty. She'd stand there shaking her head. Mama, you're hopeless. Sounds like she kept you honest, Mila said. She did. My voice thinned. She really did. Silence, but not uncomfortable. Mila added a note to her list. What was her favorite snack? The one you always had to restock? Those little seaweed crisps, Harold said. Spicy ones. And mango gummies, I added. She'd eat a whole bag during movie night. Movie night was a thing? Every other Friday. I twisted my wedding ring. We'd rent something terrible on purpose, laugh at the bad acting. Mila smiled. That sounds perfect. We didn't say more, didn't need to. When Mila finished, she handed me the shopping list, neat, color-coded by aisle. Show off. At the door, she shouldered her tote, paused. So, next week, what if we did a tiny outing? Something small, something silly. I stiffened. Like what? I don't know yet. Grocery run? Coffee shop? Maybe just driving around with good music. She shrugged. No pressure. Just thought it might be nice to go somewhere that isn't the doctor's office. Harold looked at me. We'll see, I said carefully. Fair enough. Mila grinned. See you Friday. She left. Harold turned off the TV. The house settled into quiet again, but different quiet. Less like drowning. She's got ideas, he said. Yeah? You okay with that? I thought about the breeze, the music, the pantry stories. Maybe, I said. That Saturday evening, Mila showed up wearing a blazer I'd never seen her in. Deep burgundy, fancy button on the collar. She looked like someone going somewhere. Harold answered the door. Little dressed up for organizing pills, aren't you? Actually, Mila said, stepping inside with her usual confidence. I had an idea. And hear me out before you say no. I was folding laundry in the living room. stopped mid-towel. "What kind of idea?" I asked. She sat on the arm of the couch, hands clasped. "A 2-hour outing. Tonight. Somewhere different." Harold crossed his arms. "Different how?" "The Golden Lotus Casino." I blinked. "The what?" "I know how it sounds," Mila said quickly. "But listen, we're not going to blow money or chase jackpots. We're going to feel the world again. Lights, movement, people, noise that isn't grief." "That's your pitch," Harold said flatly. "Loud strangers and slot machines?" "Yes." Mila didn't flinch. "Because grief steals novelty, Harold. It makes every day the same grey loop. So let's borrow some novelty back, just for 2 hours." I set the towel down slowly. "We don't gamble." "Neither do I really, Mila said. "But that's not the point. The point is doing something you haven't done in months, maybe years. Something that isn't a doctor's office or a grocery aisle." Harold looked at me. I looked at the laundry basket. "How much money are we talking?" I asked. $50 total, between the 3 of us. Strict limit. When it's gone, we leave." She pulled cash from her pocket, 2 20s and a 10. "I'll cover my share now. You match what feels okay." Harold huffed. $50 could buy groceries." "It could," Mila agreed. "Or it could buy 2 hours of not being stuck in sadness. Your call." Silence stretched. Then I stood, walked to my purse, pulled out a 20 and a 5. "Edna," Harold started. "We have $25, I said, handing it to Mila. "That's our half." Mila took it gently. "Harold?" He muttered something under his breath, disappeared into the bedroom, came back with a crumpled 10. "This is insane." "Probably, Fis," Mila said, grinning. "Go change into something that makes you feel good." 20 minutes later, I stood in front of the mirror wearing a blouse Leah bought me 3 Christmases ago. Pale blue, little flowers embroidered on the collar. I'd avoided it because it made me think of her. Tonight, I wanted to think of her. Harold emerged in his church shirt, white, pressed. He looked nervous. "We match," I said quietly. "Guess we do." Mila met us at the door, keys in hand. "Ready?" "No," Harold said. "Perfect. Let's go." The drive took 15 minutes. Mila played soft jazz, nothing intrusive, just background hum. She asked simple questions. Favorite meal Leah cooked, worst movie we ever watched, Harold's proudest carpentry project. We answered in fragments, small pieces of memory that didn't hurt as much in the dark car. Halfway there, Harold pulled a thermos from his jacket. Mila glanced over. "Did you bring tea?" "Chamomile," he said defensively. "Casino drinks are overpriced." I laughed. Actually laughed. It surprised me so much I covered my mouth. Mila grinned at the road. "Harold, you're my hero." Someone has to be practical, but I saw his mouth twitch. The parking lot was massive. Rows of cars under bright lights. People streaming toward the entrance. Couples, groups, lone walkers. We parked near the back. Mila turned off the engine. "Okay," she said. "Ground rules. We stick together. If anyone feels overwhelmed, we leave. No judgment, no guilt. This is supposed to be fun." "Fun?" Harold repeated doubtfully. "Or at least interesting," Mila amended. "Deal?" I nodded. "Deal," Harold said. We walked toward the entrance. The closer we got, the louder it became. Muffled music, distant bells, voices layered thick. The automatic doors slid open. Sound crashed over us. Lights everywhere. Neon, flashing, swirling, rows of machines stretching endlessly, people laughing, groaning, shouting. The air smelled like cologne and carpet cleaner, and something sweet I couldn't name. I froze. Harold grabbed my hand. Mila stepped between us, creating a small buffer. Deep breath. We're just looking around. No pressure. She guided us forward slowly, pointing out sections like a tour guide. Slots over there, card tables that way, restaurants in the back, bathrooms, thank God, right there. People brushed past. An older man whooped at a machine. A waitress balanced a tray of drinks. "Still okay?" Mila asked. I squeezed Harold's hand. "Still okay." "Then let's find you a seat and see what happens." Mila led us past card tables and loud machines into a quieter corner of penny slots. "Less chaos here," she said. "Pick whatever catches your eye." I scanned the screens, cartoon characters, jewels, pyramids, fruit symbols. Then I saw it. A machine with bright purple stars and a cheerful yellow bear in overalls. Leah's favorite cartoon character when she was 6. Every weekend, she'd drag her blanket to the TV, clutching cereal, mesmerized. I stopped. That one. We settled onto padded stools. Mila fed a 20 into the slot. 2,000 pennies appeared. "We take turns," Mila said. "When credits run out, we're done." We cycled through. Small losses, tiny wins. The machine made happy sounds regardless. Then Harold pressed the button, and something changed. The reels spun slower, music shifted higher, brighter, symbols locked into place. 1 bear, 2 bears, 3 bears. The screen exploded into light, bells erupted, lights strobed purple and gold. The number climbed impossibly fast. $43,750. Harold's hand flew to his chest. "What is that?" "Oh my God," Mila whispered. People gathered. The machine rang, flashed, celebrated. Mila grabbed her phone. "I'm recording this." A ticket printed out. I pulled it free with trembling fingers. Jackpot winner. $40,750,000. "It's real," I breathed. A woman in a burgundy blazer appeared. "Floor manager." "Congratulations, I'll need to verify this." She pressed a hidden panel. The lights stopped. Music cut off. Silence. "Is there a problem?" Mila asked. "Just protocol." She spoke into a radio. "Need a tech. Possible malfunction." Malfunction. Within minutes, techs arrived, followed by a man in a suit. Security lingered nearby. A tech opened the machine, frowned at his tablet. "Error code. Payout exceeded programmed threshold." "So it's a malfunction," the suit said. Mila stepped forward. "The machine printed a ticket. I have video." He glanced at her phone, unimpressed. "Equipment errors happen. The ticket doesn't override diagnostics." "But," I started. He gave me a practiced smile, the kind for children. "Sometimes these machines get mixed up. We'll give you a complimentary meal voucher." "We don't want a voucher," Harold said. "We want what we won." "We have the ticket," I said quietly. The manager stepped in. "Mrs. Reyes, when the system says malfunction, we honor that. You may have misinterpreted. Let's talk somewhere private," the suit said. Not a suggestion. They walked us to a windowless office. Beige walls, 3 chairs. The suit, Gerald Pine, operations manager, sat behind the desk. "I need documentation of this malfunction," Mila said. "Official, paperwork." Gerald smiled thinly. "That's internal." Then contact information for corporate. We'll provide that within 5 business days. 5 days, Harold said. Standard procedure. The machine malfunctioned. No payout will be issued. We have the ticket, I said. We have video. And we have diagnostic software that contradicts both. His tone was final. Mila stood. Then we're done, but we're keeping everything we documented. Gerald's smile tightened. That's your right. Good evening. We walked out in silence, past machines still ringing for others, past crowds laughing. Cool night air hit us in the parking lot. Harold leaned against the car. They just took it, like we were nothing. Mila unlocked the car. They thought they could. I stared at the ticket in my hand, the proof they'd dismissed. Something stirred inside me. Not excitement, not hope. Anger. Clean, sharp. The first thing I'd felt in months that wasn't grief. We're not letting this go, I said. Mila smiled. No, we're not. The next morning, I woke before the alarm. Harold was already up, sitting at the kitchen table with the ticket flat in front of him. He hadn't touched his coffee. You sleep? I asked. Maybe an hour. He tapped the paper. Kept thinking they'd somehow take this too. I made tea. My hands were steadier than yesterday. The anger hadn't faded. It had settled into something solid. The doorbell rang at 8. Mila stood on the porch holding a bakery bag and a canvas tote. Figured we'd need fuel. She set out pandesal and butter, then pulled out a yellow legal pad and 3 pens. Okay, she said. We're going to do something hospitals do after incidents. We write everything down in order, exactly as it happened. No skipping, no assuming they already know. We build a timeline. Harold frowned. Why does order matter? Because details prove you're not confused. Confused people can't remember sequences. Mila clicked her pen. Start at the beginning. What time did we arrive? Around 7:30, I said. Good. Write that down. She slid the pad toward me. Then what? I wrote slowly, surprised how much I remembered. We walked through the entrance. We found the quieter section. I chose the bare machine. Mila added notes. Who fed the money in? You did, Harold said. A 20. And we took turns pressing the button, I continued. Maybe 10 minutes in, Harold hit it. What happened first? Mila asked. Sound or light? Music, Harold said. Got higher pitched. Then the reels slowed down. We filled 3 pages, every sound, every person who appeared, the tech who opened the panel. Gerald Pine's exact words, misinterpreted. Mila set down her pen. Now, do we have anything physical? I placed the ticket on the table. Harold pulled out his phone. I think I took a picture, he muttered, scrolling, right when the number stopped climbing. He turned the screen toward us, blurry but clear enough. The machine's display, the number, £43,750. Mila exhaled. That's huge. Can you send that to me? Already did. She opened her own phone and played the video she'd filmed. The bells, the crowd, the ticket printing. This is good, she said, but we need mobchai. More? I asked. Witnesses. People who saw what happened before management arrived. Harold shook his head. We don't know who they were. No, but they might know each other. Mila opened her laptop. There's a local seniors group online. People share restaurant deals, events, safety tips. We post something simple, no accusations. Just, we were at the casino Saturday night when a machine hit a jackpot, then was declared a malfunction. If you were nearby and saw what happened, we'd appreciate hearing from you. What if nobody responds? I asked. Then we move forward with what we have. But people saw that machine light up. Someone might remember. I typed the message while Mila dictated. My fingers felt clumsy on the keys, but I got it done. We posted it in 3 groups. Then we waited. An hour passed. I washed dishes. Harold paced. Mila reviewed our timeline, adding timestamps. Then her laptop chimed. "Someone messaged," she said. I leaned over her shoulder. The message was short. I was standing 2 machines over. I saw the whole thing. "If you want to talk, I'm willing." Her name was Gloria Tan. Mila drove us to a cafe near the library. Quiet, well lit. The kind of place where retirees nursed coffee for hours without anyone bothering them. I spotted Gloria right away. A woman around my age, grey hair in a neat bun, reading glasses on a chain. She waved us over. "You're Edna?" she asked. I nodded. Harold pulled out a chair for me before sitting himself. Gloria smiled. "I wasn't sure you'd actually follow up. Most people just let these things go." "We're trying not to," Mila said gently. "Would you be comfortable telling us what you saw?" Gloria folded her hands. "I was 2 machines over playing video poker, not really winning, just passing time. Then I heard this sound, like a siren almost. Everyone turned." "What did you see?" Mila asked. "The screen. Big numbers. A cartoon bear dancing. And you," she looked at Harold, "staring at it like you'd seen a ghost." Harold let out a breath. "I thought I was hallucinating." "You weren't," Gloria said firmly. "The machine printed a ticket. I watched it come out. Then staff arrived and everything went dark." Mila had her phone out. "Would you be okay if I recorded this? Just audio. For our records." Gloria hesitated, then nodded. "If it helps." Mila hit record and asked her to repeat everything, slower this time. Gloria described the crowd, the floor manager's tone, the way they ushered us away. "Did anyone from the casino talk to you afterward?" Mila asked. "No. They ignored everyone else, like we weren't even there." I felt something loosen in my chest. Someone else had seen it. We weren't imagining things. Mila stopped the recording. "Thank you. This matters." Gloria looked at me. "Are they giving you trouble?" "They said it was a malfunction," I said quietly. "Convenient." She stirred her tea. "My husband and I used to come here every few months. He passed 2 years ago. I still go sometimes, just to feel like I'm doing something. But I've seen how they treat people our age, like we're confused or desperate." She met my eyes. "You're not." I didn't know what to say. Harold reached over and squeezed my hand. We thanked her again and left. Back at the house, Mila uploaded Gloria's statement to a shared folder. She was labeling files when her phone buzzed. Then mine did. Harold's too. All 3 at once. I opened the email. From Legal Affairs, Silver Wave Casino. Subject, formal notice. Cease and desist. My stomach dropped. The letter was 2 pages. Legal language I barely understood, but certain phrases jumped out. Defamatory statements, baseless claims, final determination, further action may be pursued. I set the phone down. My hands were shaking. "They're threatening us," I whispered. Harold read through it twice, his jaw tight. "They want us to stop talking." Mila scanned her own copy. her expression unreadable. Then she set her phone face down. "Okay," she said calmly. "This is intimidation." "It's working," I said. My voice cracked. "Harold, we're too old for this. We can't afford lawyers. We can't—" "Edna," Mila's tone was steady. "Look at me." I did. "We're not fighting," she said. "We're documenting. That's all. We're writing down what happened, talking to people who were there, and keeping records. None of that is illegal." "But they said a lot of things to scare you. That's what these letters do." She pulled up a chair. "If they had a real case, they'd sue. They didn't. They sent a warning because they want you to stop before you gather more proof." Harold frowned. "So we ignore it?" "We don't ignore it. We respond carefully, but we don't stop." Mila opened her laptop. "I know someone who does pro bono work for seniors. Let me reach out." I felt exhausted, like I'd been holding my breath for days. Then Mila's laptop chimed. She read the notification, then smiled. Another witness just responded. Monday morning, Mila arrived at 9. I'd been awake since 6, watching the clock. Harold had paced at 3 a.m. She brought her canvas bag and ginger tea. "Today we practice clarity," she said, spreading index cards on the kitchen table. "Telling your story so confidently nobody can shake you. 3 prompts. What happened? What did you see? What do you want?" Edna first. My throat tightened. I don't know what to say. Start simple. What machine? A penny slot. Cartoon bear. What happened next? I pressed the button. The reels spun. Everything lit up. I stumbled through it, hesitant, searching. When I finished, Mila smiled. "That's your foundation." Harold went next, detailed but defensive. Mila coached him to slow down, breathe. By the time she left, my head ached, but I'd told the story twice. Tuesday, Mila spread printouts across the table, evidence organized by date, labeled with tabs. "Your armor," she said. "Photos, timestamps, witness statements, facts." Harold traced the timeline. "Feels real like this." "It is real." She taught us to draft a response to the casino's cease and desist. 3 factual sentences confirming receipt, restating our intent, requesting clarification. She hit send. My stomach twisted. What if they escalate? "We'll handle it," she said. "One step at a time." Wednesday, the casino called, unknown number. A woman's voice, polite but firm. "Mrs. Reyes, this is Caroline from Silver Wave Guest Relation Biz, following up on last week's incident." I froze. "We spoke to your legal team. We want to ensure there's no misunderstanding. Sometimes older guests misinterpret machine displays. I didn't misinterpret anything." Pause. "Pursuing this may not be in your best interest. These processes can be stressful." My hands shook. "I need to go." I texted Mila immediately. "They're testing you," she said when she called back. "Next time, say, please direct all communication through email." Then hang up. I wrote those words on a sticky note and stuck it to the phone. Thursday, they called Harold. Same script. He stammered but managed to request email only. When he hung up, he looked pale. I hate feeling like we're bothering people. Mila came over. "You're not bothering anyone. They're calling you." "But what if we're wrong?" "Harold," she sat. "Look at the evidence, not your feelings. You took a photo. The machine printed a ticket. A witness confirmed the numbers. Those are facts. He nodded slowly, but doubt still weighed on him. Friday morning, something shifted. Read the full timeline aloud, Mila said. No stopping, just clarity. Harold stumbled twice but finished, then my turn. I picked up the paper, my hands steadied. On Saturday, April 15th, at approximately 7:30 p.m., my husband Harold, our caregiver Mila Santos, and I entered Silver Wave Casino. I didn't stop, didn't second guess. Every detail, timestamps, machine number, witnesses, serial code, like reciting a familiar recipe. When I finished, Mila was smiling. That, she said, is power. Harold stared. You didn't hesitate once. He was right. I hadn't. For the first time in 6 months, I felt something besides grief or fear. I felt steady. That afternoon, Mila set her laptop on the table. I think it's time to record a public statement. Public? Harold frowned. Like, online? A short video, 2 minutes, you explaining what happened, not an attack, just dignity. My chest tightened. I don't know. You just read the entire timeline without pausing. You can do this. She opened a document. We'll script it together. You say only what feels true. And if you want to stop, we stop. I looked at Harold. He looked as uncertain as I felt. But he nodded. So did I. Saturday, morning arrived bright and clear. Mila knocked at 8:30, earlier than usual, carrying her phone and a small tripod. Ready? She asked. I wasn't, but I nodded anyway. She sat up at the dining table, angling the phone to catch natural light from the window. Harold hovered nearby, adjusting his shirt collar 3 times. We'll do a practice run first, Mila said, just to get comfortable. She'd printed the script we'd written together the day before. Simple, honest, 3 short paragraphs. I read it aloud twice, stumbling over a phrase about corporate accountability that felt too formal. Mila crossed it out. Say it your way. Third attempt, I found my rhythm. Okay, Mila said. This one's for real. Look at me, not the camera. Pretend we're just talking. She hit record. I took a breath. My name is Edna Reyes. 6 days ago, my husband Harold and I visited Silver Wave Casino. We're not gamblers. We were there to feel normal again after a very hard year. My voice cracked slightly. I kept going. I played a penny slot machine. The machine lit up. The screen showed a jackpot, a ticket printed with the amount. Then staff shut it down and told us it was a malfunction. I paused, steadying myself. We're not after a fortune. We're after fairness. We have documentation. We have witnesses. We're asking Silver Wave to honor what their own machine confirmed. That's all. Silence. Perfect, Mila whispered. That was perfect. Harold squeezed my shoulder. By noon, Mila had uploaded the video to a seniors advocacy page she followed. She didn't add commentary, just the clip and a simple caption. Edna Reyes speaks for herself. Now we wait, she said. I didn't expect much. Maybe a few polite comments from strangers. But by 2 o'clock, my phone buzzed. Harold's buzzed. Mila showed us the screen. 43 shares, 72 comments. This happened to my uncle at a different casino. Stay strong, Edna. Corporate greed preying on seniors. Disgusting. One woman wrote 3 paragraphs about her own mother's similar experience. Another offered contact information for a consumer rights group. Harold read each one aloud, his voice growing steadier with every message. I felt something I hadn't felt in months. Not excitement, something quieter. Recognition, maybe. Like people were saying, "We see you. You matter." Then, Monday afternoon, the casino called again. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Mila was there, organizing our evidence binder. "Put it on speaker," she said quietly. I did. "Mrs. Reyes, this is Douglas Chen, public relations for 2 days later." A knock came at the door that made my stomach drop. Not Mila's familiar rhythm, not the mailman's quick rap and retreat. This was formal, deliberate. Harold answered. Through the doorway stood a courier in a reflective vest, holding a thick envelope. "Edna, or Harold Reyes?" "That's us," Harold said. The courier handed him a clipboard. "Sign here." Harold's hand shook as he signed. The man left without another word. We stood in the hallway, staring at the envelope like it might bite. "Open it," I whispered. Harold tore the seal, pages spilled out. Legal letterhead, dense paragraphs, highlighted sections. The words blurred together until one phrase jumped out in bold. "Temporary injunction. Cease and desist." I sank onto the couch. Harold read aloud, stumbling over legal jargon. "Petitioner seeks restraining order. Prevent defendants from posting misleading, defamatory, pending resolution." My chest tightened. "They're suing us?" "Not exactly." He scanned further. "They want a judge to stop us from talking about it. Online. Anywhere." The room felt smaller. I thought about the video, the comments, the people who'd reached out. And now this, pages telling me to be silent. Within an hour, Mila arrived. Harold had texted her a photo of the injunction. She sat between us on the couch, reading every page twice. "Okay," she said finally. "First thing, this isn't a verdict. It's a request. They're asking a judge to silence you before you've even had your say." "Can they do that?" Harold asked. "They can try." Mila flipped to the second page. "You have to respond. There's a hearing date, next Thursday. That's when the judge decides whether to grant the injunction or not." My voice came out small. "What if we just stop posting? Would they leave us alone?" Mila looked at me gently. "Maybe, but it wouldn't change what happened. And it wouldn't stop them from doing this to someone else." Harold rubbed his face. "We're not lawyers, Mila. We don't know how to fight this." "You don't have to be lawyers," she said. "But you do need one." She pulled out her phone, scrolling. "There's a community legal clinic downtown. They handle cases like this, elder rights, corporate accountability, pro bono or sliding scale." Harold's jaw tightened. "We can't afford—" "Pro bono means free," Mila interrupted. "And sliding scale means they work with what you've got. Let me call." She stepped into the kitchen. We heard her low voice, professional and calm, explaining our situation. I stared at the injunction pages spread across the coffee table. All those comments, all those people saying stay strong. Did they know what strong actually cost? Mila returned. "They can see you tomorrow morning, 9:30. Harold stood, pacing. "This is insane. We played a slot machine. Now we're dealing with injunctions and hearings and—" He stopped mid-sentence, looking at me. "Edna, Maybe we should just let it go. Avoid the trouble. There it was, the escape hatch, the familiar pull toward quiet and safety. I wanted to say yes. I wanted to fold those pages back into the envelope, return to our routines, pretend none of this had happened. But I thought about Leah. Not the grief, the memory, real and clear. She was 15, arguing with a teacher who'd given her a failing grade on a project she'd worked on for weeks. The teacher insisted the guidelines had been clear. Leah calmly pulled out the original assignment sheet, highlighting every instruction she'd followed. The teacher changed the grade. Leah came home that night, furious and proud. "Mum," she'd said, "sometimes you have to make them look at the receipts." I hadn't understood then why she was so angry about a B clatis turning into an AR. It seemed small. Now I got it. It wasn't about the grade. It was about being seen. "No," I said quietly. Harold stopped pacing. "What?" "We're not backing down." Mila sat very still, letting the moment breathe. Harold looked at me for a long time. Then he nodded once. "Okay." "Okay," I repeated. Mila wrote the appointment time on a sticky note and pressed it to the fridge. 9:30 tomorrow. Bring everything, timeline, photos, witness statements, this injunction. We'll let the lawyer guide us from there. She didn't make promises, didn't hype us up, just gave us the next step. After she left, Harold and I sat together in the dimming light. "You scared?" he asked. "Terrified," I admitted. He took my hand. "Me too." But we didn't take the note off the fridge. The community legal clinic occupied a low brick building's second floor between a thrift shop and the tax office. Harold held the door as we climbed stairs, smelling of lemon cleaner and old carpet. Mila waited in the reception, having arrived early for intake forms. "Running a few minutes behind," she said. "Normal Tuesday rush." I clutched our folder. Timeline, photos, witness statements, injunction, smoothing its edges repeatedly. Harold paced. "What if we don't have a case?" "Then we'll know," Mila said. "But not until you ask." A woman emerged, black blazer, reading glasses in her short hair. "Reyes?" "I'm attorney Linda Ochoa. Come back." Her small office held case files, a deadline-packed corkboard, and photos of kids in soccer uniforms. She gestured to chairs and opened our intake form. "You hit a jackpot. Casino claims malfunction. You disagree?" Harold nodded. "We have proof." We laid everything out. Ochoa examined Mila's videos, Harold's photo, the ticket, the timeline. She paused on witness statements, reading twice. "These were strangers?" "We posted in a seniors group. They came forward," I said. "Good." Unprompted third-party corroboration. She studied the injunction, her mouth tightening. Classic intimidation, especially against older plaintiffs. They assume you'll fold. Harold leaned forward. "Do we have a case?" "You have evidence, witnesses, and a paper trail showing valid payout before any malfunction claim. Their position is shaky, but they have resources. This won't be quick." My stomach clenched. "How long?" "Injunction hearing first. Within the week. Judge rules in your favor, we proceed. If not, they silence you temporarily and we appeal." "What do we do?" Mila asked. Ochoa pulled out a legal pad. "Prepare. I need detailed statements from both of you. We'll organize evidence formally, any other. Witnesses, employees, bystanders, we bring them." I thought of the slot attendant who'd messaged Mila. There might be someone, I said. Over 3 days, the dining table became our war room. Day 1, I wrote my account from entering to leaving the casino. Every detail. What I saw, heard, what the manager said. Mila timed breaks. 20 minutes writing, 5 breathing. Deal? Harold worked separately. Ochoa wanted independent perspectives. By evening, my hand cramped. The pages were full. Day 2. Ochoa reviewed our statements via video call. When the manager mentioned malfunction, what exactly did he say? I closed my eyes. The machine's been flagged. These things happen. He didn't apologize? No. Good. That matters. Harold second-guessed his memory constantly. Mr. Reyes, Ochoa said gently, be honest, not perfect. If unsure, say so. Certainty where you are sure carries more weight. He exhaled. Okay. Day 3, Mila pressed a small stone into my palm. Grounding object. When your mind spins, hold it. Focus on weight, temperature. When Ochoa called to rehearse potential questions, my chest tightened unbearably. Mila pointed to the stone. I held it, felt its coolness, my lungs opened. If opposing counsel suggests you misunderstood, how will you respond? I looked at Harold, Mila, our evidence folder. I'll say I know what I saw, and I have receipts. Ochoa's smile was audible. Perfect. That evening, Mila's phone buzzed. The attendant will testify, anonymously if allowed, but he'll do it. Harold closed his eyes. Thank God. My hands shook, not from fear, from hope. Next morning, Ochoa emailed, court date confirmed, injunction hearing set, 3 days away. The morning before the hearing, I woke before the alarm, 4:30, darkness still pressing against the bedroom window. Harold breathed evenly beside me. I slipped out carefully. In the kitchen, I started coffee. My hands moved through familiar motions, but my mind raced ahead to tomorrow. What if I froze? What if my voice cracked? The stone Mila gave me sat on the counter. I held it, felt its smooth weight. Focus on what you can control. By 6, Harold joined me. We ate toast in silence, each bite mechanical. Mila arrived at 8 sharp, carrying a canvas bag. Big day before the big day, she said. We're going to rehearse until it feels boring. She set up the living room like a courtroom, chairs arranged in rows, one facing the others. That's the witness stand. Harold, you're up first. He shuffled forward, sat stiffly. Attorney Ochoa will ask questions. Opposing counsel might challenge details. Practice staying calm. She fired questions rapid fire, some gentle, some sharp. Mr. Reyes, are you certain the machine displayed a jackpot? Yes. Could you have misread the screen? Harold's jaw tightened. I saw what I saw. Good. Don't elaborate unless asked. Short, clear answers. After 20 minutes, they switched. My turn. Sitting in that chair made everything real. Mila softened her voice. Mrs. Reyes, walk me through what happened after the machine lit up. I started slow. People gathered. A floor manager came over. He turned off the machine. Did he explain why? Not right away. Later he said malfunction. Did you believe him? I paused, looked at Harold. No. Why not? Because the ticket printed. Because strangers saw the same numbers I did. Mila nodded. That's your truth. Hold on to it. Mid-morning, we reviewed the timeline again, every detail cross-checked. Harold printed extra copies of our evidence, while Mila triple-checked witness contacts. The slot attendant had confirmed he'd testify remotely if needed. Attorney Ochoa filed his statement under protective measures. One less thing to worry about, Mila said, but worry still buzzed through me like static. After lunch, Mila tackled wardrobe. Nothing flashy, nothing that makes you uncomfortable. You want to feel like yourself. I chose a simple navy blouse and slacks, what I used to wear to Leah's school events, parent-teacher conferences, band recitals. The fabric smelled faintly of lavender from the closet sachet Leah made in 4th grade. Harold picked a button-down he'd worn to her graduation. Mila noticed, didn't comment, just nodded. By late afternoon, we ran through the courtroom timeline. You'll arrive at 8:45. Security check, then waiting area. Ochoa meets you there. Hearing starts at 9:30. Judge hears opening statements, reviews evidence, hears testimony. You'll each speak. Shouldn't last more than 2 hours. She walked us through every step, where to sit, when to stand, how to address the judge. Harold asked a dozen questions. What if I forget something? What if they ask about the money? Then you pause, think. Answer honestly, Mila said. You're not on trial. You're telling what happened. I held the stone in my pocket. By evening, exhaustion settled in. Not physical, emotional. Mila left after dinner, squeezing our hands. You're ready. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Harold and I sat on the couch, the house quiet except for the refrigerator's hum. He reached for my hand. Remember when Leah was 12 and had to give that speech at the science fair? I smiled faintly. She practiced for weeks. Night before, she panicked, said she'd forget everything. You told her to picture us in the audience, to speak to us, not the judges. Harold's voice thickened. She walked up there and nailed it. We sat in silence, both seeing her. Dark hair pulled back, nervous smile, small hands gripping note cards. I miss her, I whispered. Me too. The ache was there, always. But tonight it felt different, less like drowning, more like remembering. She'd tell us to breathe, Harold said. She'd tell us we're braver than we think. He squeezed my hand. Let's prove her right. We climbed into bed early, the alarm set for 6. Harold's fingers laced through mine under the covers. Whatever happens tomorrow, he said. We did this together. Together, I echoed. I closed my eyes, felt his steady presence beside me, and let the darkness settle. Tomorrow, we'd walk into that courtroom. Tonight, we rested. 6 a.m. came too soon. Harold sat at the kitchen table with cold coffee and his printed timeline. Couldn't sleep? I asked. Wanted to remember everything. His finger traced our dates. I poured tea, hands steadier than expected. Mila's stone went into my pocket. We dressed slowly. Harold straightened his collar twice. I smoothed my blouse 3 times. Neither of us said, "What if we fail?" Mila arrived at 8. Ready? Harold exhaled. As we'll ever be. The drive felt endless and too short. My mind rehearsed every detail. Speak to us, not the judges. Leah's voice, soft and sure. The courthouse loomed, concrete and glass, security scanners at the entrance. Attorney Ochoa met us in the lobby. You both look strong. I felt small, but Harold stood taller, and Mila's presence grounded me. We passed through security, followed Ochoa down a wide hallway. We sat. Mila handed me water. Sip slowly, breathe between answers. I gripped the stone. At 9:30, we were called inside. The courtroom was smaller than TV, but intimidating. Wood panels, raised bench, silent rows of seats. Harold and I sat beside Ochoa. 3 casino lawyers arranged files across the aisle. Mila sat directly behind us, silent and solid. The judge entered. A woman in her 50s, reading glasses perched on her nose. "Please be seated." The casino's attorney spoke first, smooth and confident. "Your Honor, this is straightforward machine malfunction, clearly documented. The petitioners lack expertise to interpret slot errors. Their public statements caused reputational harm." He spoke about us like we weren't there. Confused, elderly, mistaken. Attorney Ochoa stood. "Your Honor, the petitioners seek what they were lawfully owed. A payout displayed and witnessed. The malfunction claim came after the ticket printed. Their truthful statements aren't defamatory. They're transparency." The judge reviewed files. "Let's hear testimony." The casino called their floor manager, the man who'd shut down the machine. He testified malfunctions happen, protocol was followed. Elderly guests sometimes misunderstand displays. My hands curled into fists. Then Ochoa called the slot attendant. The young man walked to the witness stand, no longer hiding. "Were you working that night?" Ochoa asked. "Yes." "Did you see the jackpot display?" "Yes." "The screen, the ticket, the amount matched what Mrs. Reyes saw." "When did management call it a malfunction?" "After shutdown, not before." "Why didn't you speak earlier?" He looked at us. "I feared losing my job. Then I saw Mrs. Reyes's video. She was just honest. Staying silent felt worse." Harold testified next, voice shaky, then stronger. He detailed the lights, crowd, printed ticket, sudden shutdown. The casino lawyer cross-examined. "Isn't it possible you misread the screen?" Harold paused, looked at me, at Mila. "No, I know what I saw." Finally, Ochoa called me. I walked to the stand, legs unsteady. "Mrs. Reyes, what happened that night?" I breathed. "We won. The ticket printed. Then they said it didn't count." "Why do you believe the casino is wrong?" "The ticket is real. Strangers witnessed it. They never explained the shutdown." The casino lawyer stood. "Do you have technical expertise?" "No." "Then how can you be certain that I don't need expertise to read a printed ticket or know when I'm being dismissed?" Silence. The judge leaned forward. "Counselor, why was surveillance footage destroyed?" The casino lawyer hesitated. "Standard protocol. Before dispute resolution." Her tone sharpened. "Why wasn't the ticket honored pending investigation?" "Company policy." "Company policy doesn't override regulatory requirements." She reviewed notes. "The petitioners presented credible testimony and physical evidence the casino hasn't refuted." She looked at both tables. "I'm denying the injunction. Mr. and Mrs. Reyes retain their right to speak publicly. The court recommends good faith negotiations before further litigation." The gavel struck. I sat frozen. Harold reached for my hand. Behind us, Mila exhaled, relieved, victorious. We'd won. Not everything, not yet, but enough. The morning after the hearing, I woke to silence. Not the heavy kind, but something lighter. Harold was already up, standing by the kitchen window with his coffee. "They called Ochoa," he said quietly. I sat at the table. "Who?" The casino's lawyers. They want to talk settlement. My stomach tightened. Already? Bad press scares them more than court. He turned. Ochoa says we meet tomorrow. I nodded slowly. Tomorrow. Mila arrived at noon with a notepad and calm energy. You okay? She asked. Nervous, I admitted. What if they try to confuse us? She sat across from me. That's why Ochoa's there, and why we'll prepare. Over the next hour, she walked us through what to expect. Terms, clauses, pressure tactics. She reminded us we didn't need to accept anything immediately. Ask questions, take breaks, never sign without understanding every word. Harold scribbled notes. I clutched my tea. What do we actually want? Mila asked gently. I paused. The question felt bigger than money. Acknowledgement, I said finally. That we weren't confused. That what happened was wrong. Harold nodded. And fairness. Not just for us. For anyone who comes after. Mila wrote it down. Good. Hold on to that. The next afternoon, we met at Ochoa's small office. The casino sent 2 lawyers, polished, serious, carrying thick folders. Ochoa greeted them professionally, then gestured for everyone to sit. Let's be clear, one lawyer began. Our client disputes liability, but values goodwill resolution. Translation, we won't admit fault, but we'll pay to make this disappear. Ochoa leaned forward. My clients value truth. Any settlement includes public acknowledgement. The lawyers exchanged glances. We can offer a statement expressing regret for confusion. Not confusion, I said, voice steadier than I felt. Dismissal. You treated us like we didn't matter. Silence stretched. The second lawyer spoke carefully. We can acknowledge communication could have been better. Ochoa jotted notes. What's the financial offer? They named a figure, substantial but far below the jackpot. Harold's jaw tightened. Why not the full amount? Technical malfunction claims complicate legal liability. There was no malfunction, Harold said flatly. Your attendant confirmed it. The first lawyer shifted. The machine's internal log showed anomalies, which you didn't mention until after you powered it down, Ochoa interjected. You're offering settlement because your position is weak. Let's not pretend otherwise. The lawyers conferred quietly. We'll raise the offer by 15%. Final. Ochoa glanced at us. We nodded. My clients also want policy changes, Ochoa continued. Training for staff on elder patron dignity. Independent review for disputed payouts. Protection for employees who report concerns. The lawyers bristled. Internal policies aren't negotiable. Then we proceed to discovery, Ochoa said smoothly. Full audit of machine records, staff complaints, prior disputes, public record. Another pause. We'll draft language committing to internal review processes. Binding language, Ochoa clarified. Not vague commitments. They agreed reluctantly. Over the next 3 days, shown in careful detail, we returned twice for revisions. Mila sat with us each evening, reading clauses aloud, asking if we understood. What does without admission of liability mean? I asked once. They pay you but don't say they were wrong, Mila explained. Legally standard, doesn't erase what happened. Harold frowned. Feels incomplete. It is, Mila said gently. But the apology, the policy changes, the money, those are real. You decide if it's enough. I thought of Leah. She'd taught me, perfect isn't always possible. Good enough Done right still matters. On the fourth day, Ochoa presented the final draft. The settlement included. Ochoa walked us through every clause. Mila asked clarifying questions. Harold checked figures twice. Finally, Ochoa looked at us. This is fair. Not perfect, but fair. I glanced at Harold. His hand found mine. It's enough, I said quietly. We signed. Leaving the office, I didn't feel triumphant. I felt grounded, like solid earth after months of floating. Mila walked beside us. How do you feel? Tired, Harold admitted. But okay. I nodded. We stood up. That's what matters. The air smelled like rain. We drove home slowly. The settlement wouldn't erase grief, wouldn't bring Leah back. But it returned something we'd lost, the belief that our voices counted, and that, steady, quiet, real, was victory enough. 1 week after signing, Harold spread the bank statement across our table. It's real, he whispered. I touched the paper. What now? Mila smiled from across the table. You already know. She was right. 3 days earlier, Harold mentioned our neighbor, overcharged, too intimidated to fight. They need help, I'd said. So let's build something, Mila replied. A way to push back. We named it the Leah Reyes Advocacy Fund, not a monument, a living effort, her name attached to action. Mila became coordinator. Harold insisted on paying her. No burning out again. We drafted guidelines, small grants for legal fees, consultations for seniors dismissed by corporations. No bureaucracy, just help. Saturday's library meeting, I expected 5 people, maybe none. We arrived early with homemade cookies. 17 seniors showed up, plus advocates, a paralegal, a social worker. Mila gestured to us. My throat tightened. I stood. 6 months ago, I could barely leave home. My daughter had passed. I felt invisible. Heads nodded. Then something unfair happened. We fought back, with help. This fund exists so no one battles alone. Harold added, We're not experts, just folks who got lucky. Now we pass it forward. A woman raised her hand. My landlord's evicting me with fake violations. Mila pulled out her notebook. Let's start now. Others shared. Frozen accounts, billing errors, collections notices. They didn't want revenge. They wanted respect, acknowledgement, exactly what we'd wanted. 2 weeks later, 3 cases resolved: landlord situation, tenant clinic referral, bank account, formal complaint drafted, hospital error, paralegal review, small victories. But they mattered. Our home changed. The suffocating silence lifted. Thursday evenings became office hours. People dropped by with questions, documents, conversation. Mila stayed for dinner, calling us Tita Edna and Tito Harold, chosen family. She brought her brother, a social work student. Harold beamed, mentoring again. Our table, once holding only grief, now held folders, laptops, laughter. At the 4th meeting, I paused in the kitchen. Leah's favorite mug sat untouched for months, sacred, fragile. Now I lifted it, filled it with water and mint from our garden, carried it to the library. I placed it at the table's center. When people arrived, one woman smiled. That's lovely. My daughter's, I said. She believed people should help each other. Mila's eyes glistened. She squeezed my hand. The meeting began, stories shared, plans made. Leah's mug sat there, quiet witness to what love builds after loss. Not an ending, a continuation.